Good morning, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thought I'd shoot a quick video. I'm not going to be doing any work out in the garden today because I don't have time this morning, but I wanted to come out here. I was walking out to check on the vanilla and thought I would take everybody along. So it seems like this one, the one under the oak tree, had a little bit farther to climb, or a little bit farther to go to get to where it needed to climb. But you can see this one going along here, and it's actually starting to climb up this little rain tree. So I don't know if I'm going to have to tie it off or if it's going to do it on its own, but either way, I won't be able to tie it off to the oak tree, but I can do it to this rain tree because it's skinny enough that I can get something around it. You see this over here, this right here, that is air potato. It is inedible. It is toxic. I wish it was edible because it's related to yams, and if it were edible, I would have a whole bunch of potatoes to eat, because as you can see, it's everywhere. Now, it won't be there for long because they have these little red beetles. I wish I could find one to show the camera, but they have these little red beetles. You can see the damage that they do. They come along and they eat, and they're called air potato beetles because that's what they do. And every time it starts to take over again, this happened about once a year. Every time it starts to take over again, you give it time and you'll start to see this from those beetles. And once the beetles set in, they make pretty quick work of the vines, because they'll just shred the leaves and then the vine will die back. So and the good thing is they don't tend to mess with the winged yam that I've planted. So I think over here, I'm pretty sure this right here is the horseradish that I planted. I think it actually doesn't mind being kind of in among the weeds over here. There's the other one back there, because this looks better than it's looked the whole time I've planted it. It's got more growth coming out, so maybe being protected has helped it. Look here, it's a pokeweed. Those are pokeberries. You don't want to eat that, it'll make you sick. But you can, there is a way to eat the young shoots of pokeweed. And you can make something that's common in the southeast called poke salad. You have to cook it a certain way though, so I'm not interested. Here you can see, oh look, there we go. I think those are the beetles. They may be a larva of the beetles, but this is what it does to it. It just decimates it, and it will make quick work of this. That must be larva. I think it is beetle larva because they're eating it. So it looks like the larva eats more than the adults do. This rope is not staying up. I'm surprised it hasn't fallen down, but it's got the weight of the passion vine plus, which by the way, somehow the passion vine has made it all the way up here. I don't really care, let it go. Plus it's got some rosary pea, which I hate that stuff. It's got some of the air potato crawling on it, and it has somewhere in here, I thought I saw the actual yam crawling on it, because this right here is the yam. And see, the beetles don't ever mess with it, thankfully. You can tell it's the yam because you see the purple underneath, plus it's like a long heart shape, whereas the air potato is more of a has no purple underneath, as you can see, and it's like a smaller heart shape. So But yeah, I'm just kind of surveying today, looking at. I got some stuff planted yesterday. I'm taking the garden kind of one section at a time, so I've got a quarter of it done. And I put in some more okra. I put in some snake beans. I'm gonna chop some of this down, probably up here. Chop some of this cassava down and put it out in the garden. There's the not the yams, the sweet potatoes that I stuck in out here. They'd be doing a lot better if the rabbits weren't coming and eating them. I can't seem to escape the rabbits. I don't know. It's annoying. But I've got some sweet potato planted in containers, so we'll hopefully actually get some sweet potato. Oh, here we go. That right there is what the actual, come on, get unfocused. That's the actual beetle right there. And they're being naughty, so I'm gonna get away from the camera there. Beauty berries are coming in. But yeah, so that's what the adult beetle looks like, and I think that the other part that you saw was, excuse me, I had a hiccup. The other part that you saw was the larva. So either way, they both eat the air potato, and it seems like they only eat the air potato because when the air potato grows, the beetles come in, they stay here and just decimate the air potatoes, and then when the air potato's gone, they disappear. And then every year it happens again. The air potato starts to come back, and then all of a sudden you'll see the damage from the beetles before you ever see the beetle itself. So, and here's the other yam. It's climbing high, going across there, going up there. You can see it's kind of going up and then right up there. I don't know how high it's going to get this year. Last year it got all the way up to kind of the point right up there where my finger's pointing to. It got way up there. So I can't wait to harvest those this year. Here's some more. Here's a baby vine coming out, and I just literally let it go wherever it wants. So here's kind of what I've done. My poor Everglades tomato plants. I just don't understand. Everyone talks about how easy it is to grow Everglades tomatoes here, and I've had nothing but difficulty anytime I try to plant them. They either don't want to grow, or right now I'm battling the caterpillars. The caterpillars are just taking these things to town. I'm hoping they can survive. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, this is that. I don't know if I've shown this yet, but this is that cranberry hibiscus. I had a cranberry hibiscus planted right over there in that brush. It was cleared out there before, and I need to clear out some more. It was right in between the two. I have Norfolk pine trees planted over there, and the main plant died, but I guess, I don't know if seed fell and it started to grow, or if it spread underground, but this was popping up behind it over there, and I wanted to get it somewhere where it could actually have a chance, I could actually take care of it, because these are really good. These leaves are really, really good. So I put it in over here, and it seems to have taken, because it looks pretty good. Now during the middle of the day, obviously, when it gets hot and humid, it gets wilty, but in the morning and then the evening after it cools off some, it perks right back up like it is right now. So it seems to be happy. So what I've done is I've come through and I've kind of dug out this walking path and scooped some of the dirt on this side, scooped some of the dirt on that side to try to mound up the rows a little bit more. And over here, from here all the way down to right here, I've got okra planted kind of in a diagonal fashion. So we'll see if they come up. Technically it's a little late for okra, but Florida has such a long warm season that I think it will grow fine. There's a sweet potato that's still trying to hang on. And then here at each one of the places where the cattle panel makes contact, I've planted snake beans. I don't know if I'm going to let all of those snake beans go up, because that'll just be a ton. But I'll probably look and see as the sprouts come up which ones look the strongest, and then I'll leave those and pull out the weak ones. But I made it down to here, and this is kind of where I stopped. But I'm going to do the same down here, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side, because the grass just takes over during the summer, especially because it's so hot and wet. But the black eyed peas are still going. I'm just going to let these things go until they don't go anymore. I don't have any plan for them, you know, as long as they go. Here's a little butterfly. Can you see it right there? But I don't have any plan for them. Here's a flower, and I don't know if it would focus. That little thing, I think, is some kind of little wasp. I don't think they pose any sort of threat to humans because they're so small, but I think it's some kind of little wasp. I think I've identified it. I use an app called iNaturalist, and it helps identify things like insects and plants. So, got the sunflowers still coming up here. Hopefully they'll do okay. I need to clean this area out where I have this keyhole bed and do something with it. I'd like to take somewhere in here in the garden and put like a stack of rocks or stones, or even use these cinder block to try to attract lizards. But I need to come along and look how the yard is just taken back over here. That's how quick it happens. But I need to come along in here and do the same thing. Now, that right there, I thought was Seminole pumpkin, but it might be calabaza. That, I'm thinking, is calabaza because it looks different than the Seminole pumpkin that I've planted. Here's the Seminole pumpkin, and something is eating it, which I've never ever had this happen before. I've never had anything, look at this. I've never had anything do this to my Seminole pumpkins. And I don't know what to do. I think I see the culprit right there, silkworms. So, I had a feeling it was going to be silkworms, but I've never had this happen to my Seminole pumpkins before, ever. Usually, once they start taking off, they take off like a madman, and nothing seems to bother them. See, you can see right there, that's one of the little roots that will go into the ground. I hate to pull it up, but I had to move this. Let me try to get some dirt back on it here. Because the thing with these roots is if you get a vine borer, see, the bottom of the plant is right here. If you get a vine borer that goes in right here, each one of these nodes, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Each one of those down the plant sends out those little roots. And if you get a vine borer down here, and you've got all these roots going in along the way, the plant can still survive because it still has roots going in. That's why that's why I let Seminole pumpkin go on the ground, because if I let it, I don't know if it really would go up a trellis, but if it went up a trellis, it won't send down those extra roots. And then if a vine borer gets in the base of the plant, which they always do, they always come in right at the base, and it's a moth, and the moth lays the eggs down here, and the caterpillar will come in here, and it will literally bore a hole right into the base of this vine, and it will go all the way through and out the other side. And when it does that, it kills the plant. That's what happens a lot in Florida too. If you try to grow things like cucumbers and a lot of other types of pumpkin, because they're just not suitable for here. the vine borers, once they bore through there, it kills the plant. But with Seminole Pumpkin, because they put down all those extra roots, it will, a lot of times it can survive even if the root gets disrupted down here. It has all these other roots in the ground. So this section might die back, but this will keep going. And that's why I don't ever, if you plant Seminole Pumpkin, let it grow, let it crawl on the ground, because it will save itself basically. I think I'm just gonna have to come in here and, because I think I see eggs on here too, I'm gonna have to come in here and I may have to pull that one out. We'll see. I may come in there and cut all those. In fact, let me go get the, I'm pretty sure that that's calabaza. I don't know. We'll find out. It's gonna be a surprise. But here's another. That's the other Everglades tomato that I planted. I don't know. I hear all these people have such. It's so easy to plant Everglades tomato and grow Everglades tomato. They just take off and it's like a giant tree and they spread everywhere and all this other stuff. And I've never had that kind of luck with Everglades tomatoes. But until now, I've had trouble to get them germinate. I finally got some to germinate, and I can't get it to. It just, the bugs are tearing it to shreds. So I don't know. Hopefully it will make it through to fall, and then it will be able to withstand it a little more, because the bugs will start to die back some. However, if not, I can plant more, and I'm also going to plant some more when it's fall. I'm going to plant some more yellow pear tomatoes, just because those are good tasting little tomatoes. The yellow variety of tomatoes are sweeter because they're less acidic than red varieties. So, and I just ordered some from my friend who runs, it's www.agorist, that's AGORIST, agoristacres.com. And actually, if you go there and you want to buy some seeds, he has a special code. If you put in the code OLD37, no caps, you can get, I think it's, I don't remember exactly what it is that you get off, but you get a discount on your order. So, and he has the yellow pear tomatoes. And so I ordered some from him, and it came in the other day. I haven't planted it yet, but I will, because they grow well in the fall, and they are, I don't want to cut too much off. They're very good tasting tomatoes. I don't know, this thing may not be salvageable, because this silkworm has done some serious damage to this thing. Serious damage. There goes a woodpecker. I've never had this happen before, and it just irks me. Just irks me. You know what that is not? That is a ground cherry of some sort. I don't think that's a tomatillo, because I didn't plant a tomatillo over there, but I see a ground cherry. We do get wild ground cherries here, and that may be what that is. I don't remember planting a tomatillo over there. I'll let it go and we'll find out. I'm gonna try to salvage as much of this leaf as possible, but I'm gonna cut this silkworm off of here. See it? Come on, focus. It's right there. I've had these things get into my mulberry tree and do damage. I don't know. Hopefully, not that I can't plant some more, because I have some more seeds, but hopefully it'll be okay. But that's about it, really. That's what's going on in the garden. But yeah, I'm going to put in some of those yellow tomatoes, and we'll see what goes on from there. This Jamaican cherry it impresses me so much because it just constantly blooms and puts out fruit. It's never ending. It's not like the mulberry that will put out fruit and then stop and then put out fruit and then stop. It just consistently and constantly puts out fruit. My Barbados cherry is blooming again, but I never can get pollinators over here for some reason. So I never get any cherries. But as long as the tree stays healthy, I'll get it working at some point. Let me show you. I got a new mango. This thing all of a sudden has just shot way up. It just put on some new leaves up here, but this has actually added a whole section of trunk all the way up to here. But this is what the baby mango leaves look like. They come out red and floppy looking. So a lot of times people will think that, and I was one of them, think that, uh-oh, something's happening to my tree, it's dying. It's not dying. That's what the baby leaves look like. So let me look under here. This looks like it had some silkworm damage. I don't see any worms though, so silkworms, man, silkworms, they're such a pain. But anyways, yes, this is what you can see. Something has chewed off some of these leaves, but this is what the baby leaves look like. Then they will harden up and turn green like this. Look at that. See that butterfly there? I can't tell. I don't think, no, that's not a tiger swallowtail. That's one of the swallowtails we get here. But yeah, it's doing well. This this avocado, I always called it a Florida avocado. They're the big green ones, but it's really doing well. So, and we just got a bunch of rain, so the tree's always like that. Once this thing, I need to come out to this Barbados cherry and do some pruning. And this moringa is starting to come back. You can see it putting on growth up there. I don't know what to do. I'm hoping this peach survives. I'm going to be very upset. We got another little friend up there. See that little dragonfly? I'm going to be very upset if this thing dies because I paid a lot of money for it and I honestly got ripped off. But that's, you live and learn. That was my stupid mistake. I will not be buying from that source again, I can tell you that much. But anyways, fig tree. Oh, I need to check on my little pineapple over here. It's not ready yet, but it's gonna be small, but it'll be tasty. The thing with pineapple is each time you plant a top, each time it grows, it gets smaller. That's the unfortunate thing. But it'll still produce, it'll just be small fruits. But they taste just as good. So anyways, that's all for now. A little marigold is struggling there. I feel like everything's kind of struggling, but I'll get it back in order. The summer months are just hard here. Most other, up north and stuff like that, they struggle during the winter months. They can barely grow anything. If they do grow anything, it has to be in a greenhouse or a hoop house or something like that. Here, it's the opposite. It's the summer months that are the hardest because it's so hot, so humid. For some things, it's too wet, and it is a haven for bugs. They go wild during the summer here. So, but anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to get a little more consistent with my uploading, and I'm still going to do a video soon about looking at wild edibles. So I'll put that out soon, and stay tuned for more. thank you for watching again. I appreciate anyone who's watching and supporting. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and help me grow this channel, because I can't do it on my own. And until next time, I don't know. I'll see you then.